Fiona with Pocket Coaching. So we're talking about mindset today. We're really talking about your vision for your future, how you create your future. And one of the challenges about thinking about your future, creating something different, is of course the past and the hold that the past patterns could have over you, the way things have been, right? Because when you want to create something different, I really think this is such an important topic. And I remember hearing about this for the first time, and it always stayed with me. About 30 years ago, I did this very intense weekend training called the Forum, or the Landmark Forum, I think it's called now. I thought it was wonderful, very dynamic, very confrontational, breaking you down and building you up again, all that stuff. But really it was about creating a different future, a new reality, a bigger future, And we did the 3 days, and on the Sunday evening, the trainer stood at the top of the stage and he said, "So how are you all feeling?" "Whoa, amazing, whoa." "And how long is this feeling going to last?" And we all shouted, as one, "Forever, forever." And he didn't actually laugh, but he said, "Okay." And it was like a little bit of a come to Jesus sermon. And he said, "Okay, I teach this training every weekend all over the world. And you know what? People are the same the world over. And they say exactly the same as you've just said. So this feeling will last until Wednesday, at the most. In fact, it's unlikely that you will have this level of intensity until then. And then by next weekend, He said, here's why. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're not motivated. It's because of the pull of the past. It's because the power of your everyday life as it has been. It's the patterns. It's that path that you've been walking on. It's the familiar. It's the familiar. He said, you don't have to do anything. The familiar will pull you back. Oh, Lord. We all looked at each other as if to say, what the heck have we been doing here for 3 days? Like, what's the point? Like, what's the answer? So he said, so the answer is you create a structure to create something different. That's why we're offering you the opportunity and advising you to take it. Get into a group and stay on track. Get into groups with these people, the people that you're with right now, because they're all the same like mind. These are the people who are going to pull you forward. We're going to put a leadership person. I don't know what it was he called it at the time. Maybe it was a coach, but whatever. So there was like a leader, and we met, this is the days before the internet, but we formally met every single week at their premises in Covent Garden. And, everybody ran to the back of the room. It was obvious. It was completely and utterly obvious. And that's what I did. And I've been so clear on the power and the importance of really creating something different seriously and putting something in place to do it, because the pull of the past is so great. And just lately I've been listening to Joe Dispenza, who I really like a lot. He's talking about the same thing, perhaps in a more of biological, neurological way, but he's talking about the pull of the past, the power of the past to hold you in its grip, so that creating something bigger than you have now is really a challenge. And, he has his morning meditations, evening meditations that I follow, and I was listening to someone yesterday as well. I might have mentioned this to you before, but I do think it's so important sometimes to repeat things. But Grant Cardone, I like him because he's very dynamic, very results driven. And by the way, I think, it's good to dip in and follow different people for different reasons. But anyway, one of the things that he was emphasizing when I was listening to him yesterday, it's a book called Be Obsessed. Don't be average, be obsessed, something like that. And he was saying, he said 34 years ago, I started a practice of writing everything down that I wanted to create in my future. I just wrote it down. Every single day I would write it down. And I didn't think about the how, the mechanics. I didn't think if it was realistic. I didn't think if it was achievable. I just wrote it down. And I wrote it down in the present tense, and then I got on with my day. But it fired me up, put a fire in my belly. And he was writing down things like, I have $20 million of real estate. I have my own da-da-da private jet. So you might not be interested or motivated by either of those. I'm not particularly. But whatever it is for you, follow the same practice. Because he said, funny enough, everything that he would be writing down came to pass. So why not, right? Let's go for it. Write down everything as a practice every day. I'm just about to do it myself now. Write it down. Now, I'm not saying for a single second that one shouldn't get busy and one shouldn't get into action. But here's what happens. You get fired up. And also, this isn't about being miserable and not grateful for what you have. Not at all. This is about, if you like, manifesting from a place of abundance and a bigger vision and being fired up by that vision, pulled forward by it, okay? So that's my pocket coaching today. Let's do it. Let's get you fired up. Let's have that bigger picture for your future. Let's go for it. Start writing it down. Don't limit yourself. By, how could that happen? I don't know. Don't do any of that. Let's just write it down. Alrighty, so good to connect with you. Please give me your feedback. Let me know what you think about that, right? Sending you lots of love for now. Bye.